So if I were to switch my role back to a student, I'm going to scroll down to that questionnaire. We'll just do that first one because that's the one we had open. And then I'm going to answer it real quick. So it says select all that apply. This is a checkbox. With checkboxes, you can choose more than one. If you only want to choose one, that's where that radio button comes in handy. So I'm going to choose option 2. We're going to use the date, and this tells me a certain format to use. So I'm going to say the month, or excuse me, the date is the 25th. This is November 2013. So I'm going to choose option 2 just so we make sure we choose the same thing. In my essay response, and again, just to make sure we're doing everything, I'm going to say option 2. This is a numeric option. So if I put in letters, that's obviously going to be wrong. So I'm going to want to put in a numeric number. And I did specify 5 was the largest numbers I could put in. So again, we'll select option 2. And then I can choose a rating. This was a 1 through 5 scale. So I can give everything, let's say a 1, except for option 2. So we can see this particular answer as opposed to the other one. Now with this, if I were to put some more text, let's say I want to copy and paste this multiple times. It's going to stop me after a while because I put the max characters to 25. With the essay, the max characters are not limited, so I can type and keep going, and you can see the scroll bar gets larger and larger and larger. And this is the default essay box, but the student can always change the size when they're inside this questionnaire. And then lastly, it's a yes or no, or you could choose no answer. So I'm going to submit this questionnaire, and then from the teacher side, we're going to go see what a result looks like. I've had one response to that questionnaire. If I were to click on response, I can view by all participants. So even though there was only one participant, if there were 2, I could see all of the different options that were chosen here and on throughout the questionnaire. And my rating scale looks a little bit different. I get a bar progress for how many people took it. So if 2 people took this questionnaire and only 1 answered, this 100% would go to 50%. Or excuse me, the total would go to 50% if they chose not to answer this question. Now I am viewing all participants in one case. If I were to click on view by response, I could see all of the answers of one particular user in my Moodle course. I could also delete this response as well as print it. And if I were to go back to questions, I can now modify how this test looks. So these arrows will allow me to move questions up or down. Or if I were to click the one with 2 arrows, I could click move and then put it anywhere in the quiz that I'd like. So all the empty boxes that show up, I can choose to put this question down here in question 9. As you can see here. And it moved yes or no up 1. I could also edit the question with the little hand and the pen, or I could delete the question altogether.